morning, afternoon, good evening, whichsoever. Welcome to this show, which is called
Sunday Chat.
Welcome, bloody welcome, if you're old and new, whatever.
Old and new.
Old or new.
Did you say or did you say
No,
old?
I said and.
Yeah, I thought so.
Don't nitpick.
Nitpick.
Don't
That's
nitpick.
a funny thing, isn't it? It's like nitpicking in your hair.
Well, I wouldn't know. I've never had nits.
Well, I don't think I have. I don't think so. Yeah.
My sisters had them, but I didn't get them. I don't know why.
Oh.
Now I'm starting to feel itchy.
I love that bit in Schitt's Creek where she gets nits and yeah.
Anywho, welcome, bloody welcome. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of the show,
Sunday Chat.
which is called
Sunday Chat.
All right.
I'll just do that all the way through.
It's wearing thin now, Paul. How many years have you been saying that?
Oh, about 1 million.
It just started as a joke, didn't it?
Yeah, it sort of did, and then when I didn't do it, people are going, "Oh, you didn't say Sunday Chat."
Yes, and then people are shouting it out of car windows to you now.
Yes.
People never shout it to me.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's. When was the last time you went on walking on a main road?
2004? I don't know. No idea. The other week, when I went to the shop.
Did you go to the shop?
I went to a shop, I'm sure. What did you know? I went to get...
I got your meds last time.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, you bloody didn't.
Oh, no, I didn't. Not last time.
No, the time before you did.
The time before I did. And
why did I go
that.
to the shop? I can't remember.
Before that.
I can't remember anything now. It's all a blur. So, first of all, we usually kick off, apart from last week, with Richard and Paul's weather report. So, Paul, what has the weather like?
It's been odd.
Ah,
There's a lot of talk of false autumn.
false autumn.
Mainly because of nature and the fact that it's been so dry that leaves are falling off the trees, and pumpkins are dying back, harvest's coming much sooner, and it's because nature's stressed, so we're in a sort of false autumn. But we sort of also went into a bit of a fool's autumn this week, didn't we, where the temperature dropped pretty drastically over like 2 or 3 days, and it really felt pretty cool.
We needed a blankie on the bed.
We
didn't
did,
we, Paul?
and I had my slippers on as well going around the house.
I got my
was
socks
just
on.
Oh, well done, yeah. I haven't got my slippers on
And
today.
I had my hand warmers and a scarf on and a cardi.
Did you? That was in bed.
Not in bed.
So yeah, it got sort of pretty cool. We got down to 11 degrees overnight on Thursday, I think it was. So that was pretty cool, particularly going from a temperature of, as we have been, 26, 27 degrees of late. But then yesterday, Friday, we jumped back to a temperature of 25, 26 degrees, rather sunny at the plot. But it's overcast, and it looks as though the weather is going to change over the coming week. We might even get some of that rather elusive water from the skies.
Oh, it would be nice,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? Everything's so dry. I did some gardening yesterday, didn't I, Paul?
Yes, you did.
What do you mean, yes, you did? You make me sound as though I went out there, picked a couple of weeds and came back in. I've seen YouTubers do that and call it a day's gardening.
Absolutely.
Actually,
yeah.
it was quite interesting because when I reviewed the footage, which will be on next week's vlog,
Yeah.
I actually did some quite long periods of footage and I speeded them up. And you can actually see the passage of the sun.
Oh.
Yes, so I did actually spend a good few hours out there, I think you'll find, working hard to try and keep that garden looking tidy.
You did raking, didn't you? I know you did raking and
I
things.
removed weeds, I did raking of the lawn, I cut back my overgrown bush.
Need to do that on a regular basis. Yeah.
Bushes, actually. Just a general tidy up.
Right, yes. I did notice that things had been watered when I got back, so I did know you'd been in the garden. And when I left to go to my plot to prune a 12-foot bush honeysuckle that had overgrown.
My bush is bigger than yours.
And do a whole load of weeding and also take some sort of dead branches of trees down at the back of the plot, and also do the wormery as well, which you'll see in a week at the plot. I came back and you had done some watering, I noticed. Yeah, and lots of work too, and lots of work.
The evidence is in the video. And I cleaned the windows. I got up to date with all of the washing because, yes, the washing machine is repaired and now working for the moment, touch wood.
Becky's working, fingers crossed. She seems much better. And when do you think you'll next clean the windows?
Oh, 6 months.
Yeah. What about those smears? Are you going to do those?
Granted, a couple of windows have got a few smears on them, but that's better than them being dirty, Paul. Isn't it?
I think the jury's out on that one.
Well, when one actually does clean the windows oneself, that's when one can make comments like that.
I did clean our understairs fridge and freezer door this morning, so I'm doing pretty well.
Well, unfortunately, you won't be able to get the rust off that.
No, it is quite old. It's much cleaner. It's much cleaner.
Good.
Yeah, and I use vinegar, and I got things off the dirt and things.
Well done, Paul.
Yeah,
doing
I want a badge. I want a little star I can wear. I've done housework. What did I also do this morning?
If I get you a badge, it's not going to say that.
I did the bed this morning. I made the bed. Yeah.
Which is an absolute miracle.
And I also took a pile of towels and face cloths upstairs.
Neatly folded washing.
Yeah.
That I said I would do later.
Yeah, but I did that for you, so
well
you didn't
done.
have to.
And you put them in the airing cupboard too.
I have put them in the airing cupboard.
Gold star for Paul.
Yeah. So the weather's been
we've done the weather.
Mixed.
We've done the weather now. Do you in a minute. So
right.
Let's move on. So this week, the highlight for me this week was my cookery failure.
Which one?
The Eccles cakes.
They sort of were a failure.
Eccles cake gate.
Oh.
Now look, if you do a Delia Smith recipe, normally, if you follow the recipe to the letter, it will work. I did that, it didn't work. Well, it did work.
But it didn't.
And that will be in my vlog. Coming out on Wednesday.
But I have to say, the taste of them was sensational.
The issue was the size. Yeah, if you'd like to know how to make dolly-sized Eccles cakes...
with extra filling on the side.
With leftover filling, then look at my recipe next Wednesday. Yeah, it was a bit disappointing, but hey-ho, more of that on Wednesday.
I think we've got one each left, haven't we?
Yum. Delicious. So, Paul, there's a few things you want to whinge about.
Yeah.
First of all, ongoing saga in the world, terrible, not good, but looks as though major news agencies are starting to actually acknowledge things that the general public have been talking about for months and months and months.
Well, and also governments are beginning to as well. All of our governments, I think every single government watching this is complicit in what is going on at the moment in Palestine. So it's good to see that some of those governments are now saying what they should have been saying months and months
But
ago.
let's not use too many key words.
No. I'm leaving it there. But yeah, it's odd. We're living. Or I feel at the moment that I'm living in two worlds. I'm living in a world of my home and Richard and the allotment and normality, and then I look at the news and it's like a dystopian future. And to be frank, if we don't all stand up, that is the future that we're going to have. But there we are. Yeah.
Well, we need action now.
Yeah.
We need action, and we need governments to stand up against that country, frankly.
Absolutely.
But hey-ho, let's not carry on, because you've got more whinging to do, Paul.
I do.
And you're whinging this week about record pay packets for chief executives.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of follows on. It's about the rich and powerful getting more rich and powerful, because there's been a survey done, as there is every year, and this year there's been the third increase in average salaries of chief executives of UK companies, and the extortionate pay packets that they are getting. And this is sort of from salary and from bonus and share options and all things like that. All things that generally the people washing the floor and doing the actual work see none of. I mean, in America, your living, your minimum wage hasn't changed for I don't know how long, decade or more. It's still something like $7.25 or $7.50. There was an increase in our basic pay, our minimum pay in the UK earlier this year, which is good news, but still we're seeing the big chief executives earning absolutely extortionate money. And in one case, there was one of the CEOs over here earns more in a day than the average worker earns in a whole year. I mean, that is just unbelievable, sadly too believable. And it can't go on. You can't have the poor and middle class and middle England, Scotland, Ireland and Wales being funneled from money that they're earning so that people further up can have more money. It just makes no sense.
And then our government is there's talk of our government adding a new tax for homeowners, people who own homes worth over £500,000. This is ridiculous, and I'll tell you why. The house might be worth over £500,000, but the occupants don't necessarily earn enough to pay a new tax.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're a classic example. We live in a house that we have paid a mortgage on for 20 plus years now and have never defaulted, always paid our mortgage no matter what our personal financial situation has been. We've always managed to scrape the money together to do that. We're now a low income household. So we don't earn much at all. We earn just enough to cover our bills and to pay for our food and our electricity and gas.
And allotment, shopping, yeah.
We earn enough to cover that. That's it.
We couldn't afford a holiday to Tunisia for, a week a year or a fortnight a year and things like that.
We don't do holidays. We don't do luxuries. I mean, a lot of what we have is now considered a luxury in the cost of living crisis, frankly. Being able to turn a light on is considered a luxury. But we don't have anything other than what we require to live. And we're okay with that.
Yeah, and we're happy not being big consumers. We used to be in the past, but we're definitely not now.
So if you impose further taxes on us for doing that, we would be absolutely forced to sell our property and then probably lose out. So, I kind of wonder what the government wants their people to live like. It feels as though they're pushing people down further and further and further. And I wonder, the people who are really already pushed to the limit and pushed down as far as they can be pushed, how do those people cope? And how many other people will be forced into that lower end of society, So what on earth is going on? What on earth is going on, So it's just getting a little bit ridiculous. And on top of that, everybody's putting their prices up.
Yeah. I had another example this week where in my work I need Microsoft Office. I tried using other free ones and other cheaper ones, and to be frank, they slow me down from doing what I need to do. And I've just received an email yesterday saying that Microsoft is going to put up its annual cost to me by about 30%. It's going up from £80 a year to £115 a year. Now I use various different software for the work that I do, design, a whole load of software, and I was looking at it yesterday evening, and this year everything that I use for work has gone up 20%.
Well, look at Adobe that we use for photography and for video making. That's gone up.
Yeah,
so
the photography software that Richard uses has gone up 50% in over the last few months, and it's not even with the annual, it's gone up 50%.
It's not as though they're giving us anything more.
No,
for that. So we may have to seriously reconsider what we use to make videos and what we use for photography.
And it's a shame because very much what you do, you really enjoy the photography, and you were using it because it was more of a hobby, wasn't it, beforehand?
Well, and I could afford to pay for it because I was working I wasn't working full. Well, I was working.
You were then working full time. Yeah. But it's all of these costs going up.
Just
I think
crazy.
we mentioned it before. We have always paid since paid parking came along here in our area for a controlled parking zone. We've paid for a parking space on the road, even though we have off-street parking. Now the reason we've done that is when workmen come or friends come, we can put our car on the street and they can park on the drive. Now that itself has gone up 42%, or is going up 42%, and there's no way that now it's worth us doing that. So when that's money that the council would have got if it hadn't put the prices up from us, that because it has put the prices up, it won't get that money from us anymore. So it's losing out 80 quid a year or something like that because we won't pay the £125 a year.
But luckily with the driveway, when we had that new fence put in, we had it moved back. Mm-hmm. So actually we can fit 2 small cars on the drive. Yeah. So that's a plus. So that's the strategy if people come to stay.
But we've said it before, everybody's
being squeezed.
Yeah, and it's not that we're being squeezed a little bit, it's that we're being told we have to pay more by 10, 20, 30, 40%. And it just can't go on. It really can't go on. It's insane. It's insane. Hey ho.
Another insane thing that you were talking about, Paul, was book bans.
Oh.
What was this story that you read?
In some states in America, they are banning books in schools or and libraries, and one of the books that has been banned is The Diary of Anne Frank. Now, The Diary of Anne Frank, I think if you read that, you would understand vulnerable people and people who are being persecuted. And I can only assume that they don't want people to read that because the government in America, as with all of our governments, is complicit in the persecution of people around the planet. Astonishing. Book bans. It'll be book burning next.
Wow.
I mean, it's just again, insane.
But the good news is you've had a couple of weeks off from For Earth's Sake.
I have, yeah. That's been great. It's not that I haven't been doing the same hours that I normally do. It hasn't been that. It's been the fact that because For Earth's Sake has been shut, and because Vanessa's been doing various other things, I haven't had the sort of one-to-ones that I have on a regular basis with Vanessa, which has allowed me to get on and catch up on things for Earth's Sake that I'm not able to do in a usual week. So look at certain things of the website and the Great Green Barn website and things like that. So yeah, I've had quite a good few weeks, even though it's still been the same amount of work I've been doing. Because of the way the work has been structured, I've been able to work around myself, and I've really enjoyed the plot over the last few weeks as well.
Woohoo,
So
hurrah!
Yeah, done quite a lot, which you'll see in a week.
Tomatoes have been amazing.
Yes,
Fantastic tomatoes. And you're telling me that chard is coming in, Paul.
Chard is, yes. So recipes for chard.
I'm going to be doing something with chard, most definitely. Will I be able to do that next week, Paul?
You'll be able to do it tomorrow. Yes.
I'm not planning on doing it tomorrow.
Well, I can't, the harvest is
Monday.
ready, so Monday. Okay, fine, I'll give it an extra water. Yeah. Are you going to come down and pick it?
What? I don't think so. I've got enough to do running a house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello?
Absolutely.
How on earth did I ever fit in work?
Well, you are fitting in work, you're doing
No.
those videos and things, but yeah.
But I did that before. Well,
I
not
think
as
it's
many.
because I did most of the tidying and cleaning
Oh,
whilst
yes.
you're at work. Yeah.
You could do stand-up. Right.
Tomatoes.
Shush
On the
now.
tomato front,
Quick.
I am doing 3 new ones this year, which were
Talk
all
faster.
gifted to me, and they're really fantastic. And I'm going to be saving seed from one, and I'm getting seed for the other 2 from the people who gave them to me.
And
So
cut.
yeah.
Right. Word of the week.
What were?
Brought to us by A Word for Every Day of the Year by Stephen Poole. Gifted to me by Vivi Gregory of What Vivi Did Next and Vivi's Cottage by the Sea.
Cottage garden.
Cottage Garden by the Sea.
Yeah, and cottage gardens.
Whichsoever. The word is remord. Remord. R-E-M-O-R-D. Remord. Okay.
Something about bringing things back from the dead, but it not working. Remord. Mord. Remord. Redab.
Mort is dead.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
On this day in 1637, riots broke out in Edinburgh upon the first use of the Book of Common Prayer in Scotland. The edition contained translations of the Psalms by William Alexander, poet and first Earl of Stirling, who, in his epic poem describing the end of the world, aptly entitled Doomsday, which was 1614, writes, "When troubled conscience reads accusing scrolls, which witnessed are even by the breast's own brood, oh, what a terror wounds remording souls, who poison find what seemed a pleasant food. To recall something with regret or remorse is to remord, from the Latin remordere or remordere, to bite again. One may remord intransitively, as sterling souls do, or one may remord a specific action or choice made in the past. This being a universal human affliction, it may help, instead of having to say to remember with regret, to revive the plain strong word remord.
There we are.
Interesting.
400 years ago, riots around religion. There we are. Isn't that interesting?
And it's time for the final segment of the show, which is called What Have We Watched on Television This Week? So,
It's been a bit of a quieter week because we've had the snug.
we've had the snug and we've been spending our evenings sat with the door open, watching the light fade and watching
Just watching.
creatures in the garden, like robins, cats,
Oh, and you saw a
butterflies,
a hummingbird moth, didn't
a
you?
hummingbird moth, and a hornet.
And a hornet, yeah. Another one tried to come in yesterday or the day before, and I went, and it came in, then it went out again, and you swiftly shut the door, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I don't want a hornet in the house, Paul. Remember when you left the door open, a robin came in, and you said, "Oh, a robin came in, and it was on my knee. Oh, lovely." Well, I then had to go around the house and find all the robin poo, as the robin had made its way around the entire house and pooped everywhere.
I hadn't left the door open. It was a window. It was the kitchen window, I think.
Window, door.
Well, they're very different things.
Not really,
Yeah.
they're openings that things can get in.
Okay, well, next time we come back from a long walk, I'll ask you to come in through a window instead of the front door.
Well, I've done that before.
Well, no, you haven't. Well, not after a long walk. Yeah.
And I was a lot slimmer.
Oh, were you?
It was at the flat, remember? I locked myself out.
I do remember. And he got in through the little
Tiny
top
little
window.
kitchen window.
How on earth you managed that? I don't
I
know.
slid in like a snake
Yeah.
and then had to sort of do a flip on the worktop.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
over the
that
sink.
started
But I
breaking
did
the
it.
worktops, yeah.
I did it.
You did. You were very, very
I was
slim
very-
and clever.
I was
Then.
slim, I was
How
very
did you get around
flexible.
the back?
Their stairs went into the garden. Their back stairs.
Oh, right. Okay,
I
so
asked them if
you
I could
asked them
go
if you could go
round.
round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clever, you see.
Yeah. Asking a neighbour if you can have access to your back garden. Yeah. Very, very intellectually clever.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. I would never have thought about that.
You'd have never got through the window, Paul.
I wouldn't have got through the window.
I can assure you right now.
No.
So, we kicked off with the TV watching Tina Turner, What's Love Live on Sky Arts. This was a concert from the mid-90s, which was the next tour after the Foreign Affair tour. Because the Foreign Affair tour was when I saw Tina live about 6 times.
Were you doing the doors?
No,
Oh.
no. My friend was obsessed and kept buying tickets.
Oh, my.
So we started off going to Woburn Abbey, the outdoor one, and then we saw the rest of it at Wembley Arena, where we may have got a little bit of a discount on the tickets because we knew the box office manager that I'd worked with.
Yeah.
So that was good.
It was really
Nice to
interesting,
watch.
and the saxophone player really was working.
Oh, he
I mean,
was.
muscly, but really working. It was sort of like
He was working his
Yeah.
hips. I
he
think,
was. Yeah. He was a swiveler. Yeah.
He wasn't a swiveler, Paul. He was a thruster.
He was a
He was a
thrusty
thruster.
swiveler, a swivelly thruster.
He wasn't doing any swiveling. There was no swiveling going on.
Yeah.
I tell you, it was.
But I mean, Tina Turner,
Backwards and forwards.
you know, when you look back at that, the energy that she put into those performances,
And the danger.
and the danger. But actually, it was a pretty basic set, wasn't it? But she just worked the set. She really did. And all of the band were sort of taking part as well. You know,
on
doing
the
their
foreign
bit.
affair, on the Foreign Affair tour, at the beginning of the show, she comes down a huge metal staircase, which goes right up, and she shimmies down this staircase. She had to get up there to begin with, and there's probably just a ladder at the back.
Most probably.
Exactly. You know what they're
Or
like
they went to
backstage.
toe and a wig up.
I don't think they did.
Yeah.
I think, and she shimmied down, and then during the show, she came out over the audience on a platform, got over the edge of it, and hung off. And it was like, Tina, you're doing that without a net. You know, she was amazing. Absolutely
She was.
amazing.
I remember, I was it her 70th birthday or 75th or 80th or something, and I think it was such a theatre in France or in Switzerland, and there was a one shot of her arriving in the car outside the theatre, and her getting out and then dancing from the car through the theatre foyer, through the theatre corridors, down through the auditorium, up onto the stage, and then the concert began, you know. And it was like, she was a grandmother and doing this. It's sort of like unbelievable.
Well, she should serve as an inspiration to everybody.
Yeah, but not everybody has got knees that can do that. But I'm sure she had those days where she was like, my knees, my knees, my knees.
I don't know whether you noticed, but she built in rest periods into
absolutely.
that concert. So
Yeah.
she'd do a big number where she'd do her dance, and then the next two numbers were fairly slow and sedate. So you have to recover.
And in sort of anything, you know, whether it's a film, a TV show, whether it's a concert, you have the flow that you need to think about for the audience as well.
So let's move on. We continue with Our Tiny Islands on Channel 4, which
I'm really enjoying.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite gentle. It's talking about tiny island life.
Yeah.
Basically, and the industries that exist on these tiny islands, which of course many revolve around fishing, oyster catching,
and farming as well. I mean, like, you know, tweed and that type of thing. And they're two really small islands in the Scilly Islands, and they race each other. They do gig racing with each other and against each other, which was nice.
Paul managed to get a free month on Apple TV, so we can continue watching Foundation,
which we really enjoyed the first two series of.
This next series, I said to you, it feels like there's an awful lot of narration going on, filling in the story, and you said they've skipped a book.
Yeah, I think they've skipped. I read something that they have skipped elements of a book or books.
There's a lot of, you know, and for the next 100 years we did this and I did that and blah 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 and this happened and that happened and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. There's a lot of that going on.
But then we got to the third episode and it started moving.
Picking up a bit. But there are a few things that I do think really, like when they said that, you know, he revealed that Demoiselle is a robot.
Who's been around for millennia.
Hold on a second. What did the general public think Demoiselle was? An immortal?
Or maybe they thought she was another clone.
Well, it's not explained,
It's not
is
explained,
it?
no. I mean, I was watching something this week, can't remember what it was. Oh, Tenet. That film, Tenet. Don't understand it. Did half an hour and I gave up on it again. Again, you need to just sort of, you know, go with the flow sometimes. Like that thing we watched a few weeks ago. The full-on thing.
Blah, blah, blah. So if anybody doesn't know what Foundation is, it's based on the series of books by Isaac Asimov. So it's futuristic, it's set in a utopian/dystopian, highly advanced civilization. And it's all about factions, political parties, if you like, and an emperor that sort of sits at the top of the tree. And it's a good one. Visually, it's beautiful to look at. But yeah, this series is just settling in. How many episodes are there in this series?
I don't know. I assume sort of 10. I think one thing for this one is the sound on it isn't. The dialogue is a bit difficult sometimes.
I hadn't noticed that. We have we also watched, I don't know whether it's a series, Miriam Margolyes in New Zealand.
Yeah, there's I think 2 episodes. The first one was on Friday night. It's on BBC iPlayer. It was on BBC Two. Yeah, it's. I mean, I love Miriam Margolyes. I really do. But I'm finding these travelogue programs, particularly after the Salt Path, debacle, a bit challenging. So I mean, at one point she stops at a traffic light on a hill, and there's this Maori guy who she gets chatting to, and of course you know that these things have to be organised and set up in advance and all of that. But there was a whole sort of story about her keeping traffic waiting because she couldn't restart her van and blah blah blah. And then this person suddenly turned out to be, friends with the Maori football team or, whatever. Rugby, not football, rugby. And it's sort of like, oh, it's a good thing you bumped into him on that steep hill. Yeah.
We continue with The Good Life.
Yeah.
Which again, I think we've said it before, it kind of warms up The Good Life. And of course we get to see more of Margot's character.
Yeah.
Who for me, and I've said it before, is the funniest character.
By far.
I think the Ledbetters are funnier than the Goods.
Totally.
And so we continue with that. And that's it for television this week. Yeah, and that's it for the show.
That's it for the show.
Yeah, just keeping it short this week.
That's it for the show. Oh, can't we start again? It was quite fun. No. I've made soup.
Yeah.
I've made soup.
And that would be nice to eat quite soon because I'm quite hungry, having done so much manual labour this morning.
Well, you did have a little snack of oatcakes.
I did. I needed it because my energy dipped.
Dropped. Oh my God.
So thanks very much for watching. Take care. Toodle pip. We'll see you next week for lots of other videos, cookery, back to the savoury dishes.
A week at the plot.
Your
vlogs. Sunday chat. Yeah.
And of course the live show on Friday.
Oh, you're doing a live show, yeah.
So thanks for watching. Take care. Au revoir.
Bananas.
Tits and bums.
Bye.
Bye.